Some of y'all are spending way too much time on the internet being engulfed by this red pill content, and it really shows. This stuff isn't going to pull you out of whatever you think it's going to pull you out of. Only you can do that for yourself. And watching this stuff all day, every day, because it makes you feel better about stuff, isn't really going to help you out in the long run. It's just going to drag you down, and it's going to cloud your judgment in a lot of different ways. And it's easy to fall into those traps, huh? You watch one thing for a little bit too long, and then you're being fed 1,000 of these types of videos, because that's what the algorithm feeds. It feeds on certain things. It feeds on a lot of extreme stuff. And if you let that stuff get too far, if you let that stuff get too deep into your head, deep into your brain, you're going to be in a world of trouble. Break out of that loop. Break out of these loops that the internet is setting up for you. Break out of these traps the internet is setting up for you. You're not even supposed to be in all these things if you want to move on, if you want to move forward. These things are dangerous if you let them rot your brain too much. It's just a bunch of brain rot with these pills and this rhetoric and that rhetoric, this person versus this person, this group versus this person, or this group versus this group. Some of y'all watch this type of content all day, every day, and you're still not even happy about who you are or where you are. What's the point in that? If you're watching something to try to help you out and you're not actually being helped out and you're not helping yourself out, then what are you watching it for? Just for a endless spiral, just for an endless loop that you're trying to feel better about something? I don't get what the point of it is. And some might say that there are some things to take out of that, like how they preach, getting in shape, trying to make more money, those types of things, trying to just be a better version of yourself, which is cool. Everybody should strive for those things. It doesn't have to be in one group of people or in one set way of thinking. It becomes a problem when all you think about is that type of stuff and that type of content, and you start to adopt the ideas and values that the people you're watching are portraying, that the people you're watching are putting out there in the world. When you start to adopt values that aren't yours, that you're just watching all day, every day, then you have a real problem. That's when you're not being yourself anymore. You're just being indoctrinated. You're being brainwashed by something that you don't even actually believe in yourself. And that's not good for you at all. And like I said, most of the people, if you take note, if you just look at them, if you look at what they post online, the things that they say, they don't seem to be very happy themselves. They seem to be very miserable still, even though they're taking in this type of stuff all day, every day. You got to be careful about what you're looking at on the internet. I know it's super hard, but they have buttons like hit not interested when you see a post like that. Don't even click on them type of videos, because then if you do, your algo is going to be filled with them. Do things to avoid that type of stuff, and then you won't be fed that stuff all the time. And I'm not here to demonize that type of content. If you want to watch it, go for it, do you. I don't care what you watch. But just keep in mind that if that's all you're watching, if that's all you're consuming, eventually that stuff is going to bleed into your brain in a way that you don't even realize it's doing it. You don't even realize how it's changing you on the inside. You'll be saying things and doing things that you don't even realize that you're doing. What people around you, they for sure will. People around you will start to catch on to certain things that you say, certain things you do, how you act in certain different ways. If you let this stuff get to your brain too much, it's subconscious. Your brain is going to store things in its subconscious, and it's going to spit it out into the universe, even if you don't notice it yourself. That's just how we're wired. We do a lot of things subconsciously that we're not even aware of, like how we talk, certain ideas that we kind of just let slip out there. These things are all planted in our subconscious, and they come out one way or another. If you take in too much of that stuff, it's going to come out in one way or another. You can't hide it. And if you are actively trying to hide it, what does that say about the content? And what does that say about the things that you're watching? It's not good if you're trying to hide certain things or hide certain values about things that you're trying to watch. You should be trying to watch things that you're down to share, and things that you're down to help teach others with, things that you can pass down to your younger people that are in your life, maybe a little brother, a little cousin, a little nephew, or something like that. If you're watching this stuff in your dark corner, in your dark cave, and you're hiding, and you're just in a dark room somewhere, and you never let it out into the light of day, that says something about what you're actually watching and what values you're actually starting to adopt. What I would recommend you do instead, which do whatever you want, but instead of taking in a certain type of content all day, every day, why don't you pick up a book or something? Why don't you go out and talk to real people? Talk to somebody in your family. Talk to actual humans out in the world. See what their values are. See what things they believe. Don't just take whatever you see on the internet and all the values you see on the internet and let them get into your head and take them too seriously. Because like I said earlier, the people that are taking in this type of content the absolute most don't seem to be the happiest. They seem to be not very happy with who they actually are deep down on the inside. And that should be really telling about that type of content that they're actually watching and taking in. And they're usually being taken advantage of, whether they're being sold some type of course or some type of monthly subscription or some sort of like paywall membership service for exclusive things. They're being fed these constant loops about self-improvement and things like that, but they're actually not taking the steps themselves. So it's just this endless hamster wheel of them paying somebody else to adopt their own values and to not really improve on their own. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with you wanting to be the best version of yourself. Read, go work out, do whatever you need to do, try to make more money, whatever you need to do to become the better version of yourself. But be wary if you're taking in this type of content all the time. If you're always watching it, branch out a little bit more. Watch things from the other side. Watch things that are more mainstream. Watch things that are more underground. Don't get sucked into this red pill ecosystem and just stay in there all the time. It's not going to be good for you in the long run. And it's going to portray, it's going to be shown out into the world, whether you think it is or you think it won't. Other people are going to be able to see it. They're going to be able to see it on you. And this stuff isn't coming to save you. No type of content will save you. You can watch all that stuff all day, every day until your eyes bleed. But if you don't do the actual things in your real life, you're not going to make any changes. You can't just watch a video on something and think you're going to be an expert on it. That's not how this works. You got to actually do the things that you watch and do the things that you read about, or else it's not going to be applied to your life. It's not actually going to help you out. And what's the good in that? You're just wasting time at that point. Which, if you want to do that, go for it. I'm not here to stop you with anything, but you got to think about what you actually want to do. But super quick, that's all I was thinking about today. If you got this far, my name is TJ. Let me know down below what type of things you like to watch in your spare time. All right, I'm out. I'll see y'all.